Okay.
Yeah,
What's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
good, good. Good to see you, Jeremy.
Good, good. Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Just haven't been able to talk to you since Brandon came back. You hear me? You good?
Turn up the volume for me. I couldn't
There
hear
you
you.
go.
Good.
Cool. I haven't been able to talk to you since Brandon came back. Just what's that been like for you? I mean, obviously you guys put together a great game the last time you played.
Yeah, no, it's just we have chemistry from like last year, and we've spent a lot of time like throwing and catching with each other, so it's a lot more seamless. And I feel like we're able to do maybe a little bit more in the passing game with him back there. So it's been great. So I'm excited to hopefully end off the season with him.
What's this been like for you the last week or so with the game cancellation and just going through that in 2020 here?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like, we aren't the only people that are going through it. And I mean, the season is what it is, so you can only try to put every time that you step on the field, try to, put together the best film as you possibly can and, just hope for the best.
What did back-to-back wins meant for you guys, meant for that locker room as you prepare for two huge division games here?
Yeah, no, definitely. Momentum is up, confidence is up, energy is up, and, we're practicing, to win, not to just not lose, and there's tangible goals in front of us. And I feel like we can accomplish them now because of, success we've had these last couple of weeks.
And just one more for you. And Rod said that Brandon's kind of opened up a little bit in the last year or so. Have you seen him change personally? I know he's a more calm, cool, collected guy, but have you seen any ways he's changed?
I mean, I know him personally, and I know what he's like personally, but that person who I know has been shown, I guess, if you will, to everybody else. He's taking a little bit more of a vocal role. Obviously, he's one of the team captains this year, so he kind of has to. But yeah, like people are more approachable. He spends more time with people, like yeah, definitely opened up a lot more socially than he was last year.
Is there any way you've seen that, like personally? I know you know him pretty well, but do you have an example of that?
An example of it? I don't know. It's just he jokes around with guys on the sideline a lot more. He's not just kind of off on his own, just doing his own deal. Like he's with the guys, laughing and joking. I don't have a specific example, but like that's just kind of like how it's been shown lately. So,
Thanks, Josh.
Josh, I'm going to take the questioning in a little different direction from Jeremy. Looking ahead a little bit, have you put any thought to beyond college as far as, whether you want to come back for another year, exploring that opportunity, things like that?
I mean, I try not to. I mean, we have 2 games ahead of us. Well, really 4 is what I'm thinking, just because they're 2 games, championship week and then the full week. So much can change like within those 4 weeks. So just focus on really tomorrow. And tomorrow's their practice, and then the next day, and then the next day. So not too much thought has been put into it now.
Yeah, Brandon mentioned yesterday, he said the last 3, 4 games might play a pretty big role in helping him decide whether he can come back or not, or whether he'd want to come back or not, I guess. Do you kind of feel the same way, or are you taking a different approach to it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, again, like just kind of like let the chips like fall where they may. I'm gonna give everything that I got. Obviously, you want to position yourself to, you know, chase those opportunities when they present themselves. But I mean, if that's not the case, then I mean, you're gonna have to, reevaluate and try to make the best decision I can when the time comes.
Sure, sure. And I know, like you said, there's more time on the table, but thinking about, what you could offer beyond the college level, do you feel like you have something to offer to programs beyond the college level?
100%, 1,000%. If I didn't, I wouldn't be playing. I wouldn't have transferred from USC. Like I wouldn't have come back for another year. Like I don't know like why you go through all the stuff that we go through, the meetings, the practices, the workouts, just the life that we live in. Not want to make it to the next level. That's just too great of a sacrifice to me to not like want to go to the next level. So yeah.
Does that make this season mean even more for you with all like you mentioned, the sacrifice? I mean, with COVID now as well, you're sacrificing even more than you were before.
Yeah, nah, definitely. It's yeah, it's been just a difficult season. The fact that we haven't really been able to spend time with our friends, haven't really been able to go out and really kind of enjoy the season. So it's been difficult. Most of the time after practice, we just go back to our room, play video games, spend time on the phone. Maybe people have their classes and stuff like that. So it hasn't necessarily been fun. It's been a grind, and it's been a grind for really the last, I want to say 10 or so weeks, because we had that 3-week period that we had to like train, and then we don't have a bye week, and we've been on for like the last 6 or so weeks. So it's just a constant grind on our mind, on our body, on our emotion. So yeah, it's definitely something that you want to get something out of. You want to just grind, and not really see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh. With it being senior day on Saturday, I know your plan probably wasn't to celebrate senior day at Illinois when you enrolled in college, but what's it going to be like for you celebrating on Saturday? I know it's different with your family not being able to be out there on the field and stuff, but what do you think it's going to be like for you?
I honestly have no idea. You know what I mean? I'm just going to kind of go through whatever it is that we have to go through, do whatever we have to do. Whatever feelings I feel at the moment, like when it hits me, whoa, like this could actually be like my last time playing at the University of Illinois. You know what I mean? A home game, and I guess I'll deal with those feelings then, but I guess I'm just so caught up in the game plan. I'm so caught up in, the practices and kind of beating Iowa that I haven't really even been able to truly think of when it actually happens.
And then you get to celebrate it with your brother. I'm sure it's going to be a really special experience for you guys. Can you kind of comment on what that might be like for the two of you?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Stuff that I don't really even think about it. Maybe I take it a little bit for granted to be able to play with my brother in college. I know, I guess third person perspective, it looks like it's a huge deal, but I guess I've just kind of gotten used to it. But yeah, it would be awesome. Sometimes you don't really realize the moments that you're in, and hopefully I can gain a greater appreciation, at that time to appreciate kind of ending up things here with my brother.
And then last one I've got, last year we kind of talked a little bit about how much you've grown in your time at Illinois. Now that you've been here for 2 years, where do you think you've learned the most about yourself, or maybe in your time here at Illinois, that you weren't expecting to learn since you transferred here from USC?
That's a good question. What have I learned the most about myself? I just guess it's how to overcome adversity, I'd say. Like when I came to Illinois, it wasn't like everything was kind of like laid out for me. People didn't really probably know how good I was. People probably thought Trayvon was better. At least that's what media thought or whatever. And Trayvon's still a great player, but like they just didn't really think much of me. And Ricky was the established guy on the outside, and I had to really kind of make my way on this team. Play after play, game after game, to kind of like prove my worth to people. So I've learned to overcome adversity, in little and in big ways. So I'm proud of myself for that, because I know when I take my talents to the next level, and really just later in life, that I don't really feel like there's anything that I can't do just because I was able to do what I thought I couldn't at a certain point in time in my life. So.
And then one last follow-up that I have, you mentioned Trayvon there. I know your guys' relationship is really close and it's really special. How difficult do you think this season has been for him to not be on the field yet because he's not entirely healthy with his hamstring or whatever else he has going on? I'm sure it's been incredibly difficult for him.
Yeah, no, it definitely has. And there's only so many words that I can give him, you know what I mean? And I try to be as encouraging as I possibly can. And I talk to him all the time. He's my locker mate. We FaceTime all the time and stuff like that. But I just tell him just to really leave in God's hands, because there's nothing I can do. There's very few things that he can do except for try to have an upbeat and positive spirit, man. It just he didn't obviously think that it was going to be like this. It's been 2 years, and he hasn't been able to really show who he is on the field after transferring from SC. So I don't know. I just, I'm a man of faith, and I believe that everything works out for good. So trusting that will be the case for him, and there's nothing that he'll regret in coming here.
Thanks, Josh. Good luck Saturday.
Hey, Josh, how important, you mentioned bowl games earlier, how important for this team would a bowl game be to finish us out this year?
I think it'd be very important. I mean, and it's just like, it's never how you start, it's always how you finish. And if we can have a strong finish here, like after, through all the adversity that we went through, we got blown up by Wisconsin. I mean, I personally didn't play well the game. I know this. And then, our starting quarterback, center, a ton of other guys on the team were in quarantine for some 14 days, some 3 weeks. And we had to kind of brave the storm without them. And to just kind of go through that adversity and still come out, on top, I think that's incredible. Life is all about overcoming adversity. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about overcoming adversity. Adversity is going to come, and you can either fall or you can rise. So I feel like if we end up, on this end of the season with the win, then I feel like we did what we were supposed to do this year.
Sounds like the Bulls are going to have some latitude in terms of who they pick and don't pick. What would be your selling point? If you're trying to sell Illinois football right now, 2020 version, what would you say to them? Hey, here's why you'd pick us. Here's why it would be good for your game.
I feel like there's still a little bit more play that has to happen in order for us to really say that, I guess, with confidence. Because like this team, all the pieces have really only been together for like 2 games.
Okay.
And Nebraska. So I mean, look, our play, look at the talking. We have a ton of talented, upperclassmen, seniors. And it's just to let the season play out. Hopefully nobody catches the virus again. So we can really prove, and like our play can prove. Like, you don't have to. I don't want to be a spokesman or have to use persuasive speech in order to get into something. It should be evident. You know what I mean? Those things are not necessarily given. So hopefully our play will be able to do that for us, and they'll pick us because they see something special here.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey Josh, good to see you. You talked about practices and you guys are playing to win. Has there been a change in the last, I guess now 3 weeks with last weekend situation? Has there been a change in what the energy and environment at practices?
Oh, definitely. I'd say we've had good practices for the last 3 weeks, myself included. Truly, there's just been a better energy. I mean, we've been practicing, full pads, I guess, 2 times a week as opposed to 1 time a week. So, but yeah, no, there's definitely a lot better energy, going around. Guys are more competitive. Again, that's what winning does. Think of like when a place loses, it's like a desert. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is dry and it's hot and scorching, you know what I mean? But just like when you start to win, it like brings the rain. And when rain comes, fruit grows, you know what I mean? It's just everything just becomes more lively. Things slowly start to like come alive. And that's what has been happening here. So,
yeah. And was that right after the Rutgers game, or did it really start to the foot really go on the gas and the rain come down after that Nebraska win?
I'd say after the Rutgers game, after the Rutgers, because it's like, man, we're in a hole right now, right? And it's not like we blew out the Rutgers; we beat them by 3 points. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like we were lucky, like I said, a desert. Like thirsting, right? Looking for some type of oasis, looking for any drop, right? That's what we were looking for. And we found that. And that's kind of what we needed. And it gave us the strength and the energy and, again, the momentum that we needed to carry on into Rutgers. And when we're not Rutgers, but Nebraska, and we play Nebraska, all our guys are back. You know what I'm saying? So that even adds to it. And then, boom, we have a convincing victory. And we were looking to take that momentum with us to play Ohio State. Cut short or whatever, because I feel like if we would have played Ohio State and won, I mean, momentum like this place has never seen, right? And then, I mean, truly, it just would have just, boom, went out easy. That's how I see it. But yeah, no, so now again, after not playing, people were down, trying to build that back up. So when we play Iowa, we're firing on all cylinders again.
My last thing for you, Josh, is obviously you and Brandon, the connection you've talked about, but what's the feeling on offense where you feel like the running backs have played well, the passing game is moving, you guys are kind of moving the ball at will? Is there a different, do you pop your shoulders out a little more, feeling like you guys have different options to move the ball effectively?
100%. It's always great to see that there are other people on the field that are making plays. Just because, I mean, like, it's like, it doesn't feel okay, like, man, if I don't make plays, like, we're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to, and then you can start having fun with it as opposed to being, man, I got to just respond to this pressure. Like, you have fun. Like, when the ball comes, heck yeah, I get an opportunity to make a play. Not, okay, dang, like, if I don't make this, we're not going to win. Like, if I'm not doing all that, we're not going to win. And it's just like, it's an investment. That's why football is a team sport, man. People can't carry the weight of the world like on their shoulders and win in this game. It's purely a team sport. You know, you need all the pieces, all the cylinders need to be firing in order to give yourselves chances at winning. So I definitely feel like that's something that's happening. To best running back duo, in my opinion, in the Big Ten. You know, we got people, Donnie Navarro's playing well, you know, Brian Hightower playing well, offensive line, best in the Big Ten, in my opinion, probably one of the best in the country. You know what I mean? So it's just like, heck yeah, you know, everybody's embodying here. It's not just, you know, a few people that feel like they have to, you know, carry this weight. So yeah, it's awesome.
There's obviously, when you talk, there's an excitement about that, right? And there should be. Is it like, do you miss some of that when you guys just haven't had a full team? I mean, you talked about it. It's been 2 games. I mean, do you miss some of that excitement and that? I mean, you kind of were elated in talking about that. It just seems like it'd be hard to fill those gaps without everybody out there.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely miss the excitement just because, I mean, it's just like hard, you know, and there's a lot less friction to overcome when you have all the normal pieces, right, on the offense, you know, they're there. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Josh. I appreciate it.
Good, anybody?
Thanks.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Josh.